Yo, what's up guys? Okay, I know it's been like 5 days, 6 days. I'm sorry. I put out 3 videos in 3 days. That's like 3 weeks of work for me, alright? I'm just kidding. But anyways, so I wanted to start this little arena series where I literally just walk through arena straight from 0 to champions. I know it's been done like so many times, but I kind of wanted to do like little, I guess, episodes where I kind of just walk through not just like what I'm doing, but also like talk about like a little topic. Like for this video, we're gonna do adapting to season 3 because so many changes, right? For the first time in a long time. And some people are struggling, you know, trying to learn, trying to figure out, you know, what they should do, what are other people doing, you know, stuff like that. And not only that, but like the importance of adapting, right? Kind of like it's literally required, unless you're that good, which if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're all right, you know? But anyways, let's just get into it and talk about this game. This video, I just have one game. I think my next video, I'm gonna have like a little compilation of games. But yeah, and also, you know, give me some feedback. Let me know what I suck at. I'm usually not good at commentaries just because I'm not used to it. Like I'm usually kind of just doing my own thing and, you know, just doing it. But when it comes to explaining things and, you know, showing you guys what's going on in my head and why I'm doing certain things I'm doing, it's completely natural and common sense for me to do what I'm doing. But you guys might be confused or, you know, have questions. So if you guys have questions, feedback, anything like that, you know, just drop them in the comments. Let me know. I would appreciate it. And yeah, let's just get into it. So in this game, I didn't really start recording till like at this point. So I'm sorry about that. And real quick, I just want to say it's just a quick little tip, but if you notice, I'm sure you guys know they added these little red markers at the top of your little compass. And I noticed that there are times where I'm not going to hear the gunshot like at all, but I see these red dots popping up. So keep that in mind, right? It's just something to know. Like you're going to know that there's shooting coming from that direction fairly close, but you're not going to hear the gunshot. I didn't hear any gunfire shot at all, but the red dot still pops up. And it happens pretty consistently and pretty often. So yeah, it's just interesting to know. So right now you're gonna notice I'm using the burst, right? It's just got its new changes. I made a video on it. 2 shots, accuracy being rewarded, beautiful. It's something that I'm adapting to. I like it. I like it much better than the normal AR. And it's something that I mentioned in the video that, you know, if you're trying to reward yourself in your accuracy, you know, go for a burst. The first thing I did when I pulled up on this fight was, you know, take the high ground and, you know, just kind of survey and just see what's going on in the fight. One guy tried to contest me and, you know, there wasn't much to learn from that fight. There might have been for you guys, but for me, it was pretty simple. So let me know if you have any questions, right? There's 2 people fighting down there. Like I hear the gunshots. So at this point in the video or like in the clip, I heard a gunshot, right? Coming from down here. And I looked at the kill feed. Whenever you hear a nearby shot or you see other people fighting, you always want to look at the kill feed and just try to match up. Like I heard a shotgun and in the kill feed, someone got shotgunned. So it's safe to assume, like obviously it's not always correct. It's a good guess and it's safe to assume that, you know, the fight's over and, you know, they got the kill. Obviously if they keep shooting, then that's not true, but just something to point out. And even though they just got out of a fight, I'm still not pushing them just because I don't really know what new weapons are out here, or what heals, or what new mythics. I know there were mythics, but I don't even know like the capabilities and what to expect from, you know, the players around me. So I'm playing this guy, you know, pretty cautiously. You know, I'm just trying to find little angles because he's just crawling around the house, and this kind of goes on for a while. So I'm recording this like a week after season 3 came out, but I played this game on the 1st or 2nd day of season 3. So obviously I have a little bit of future insight as far as, you know, the adaptations people are making and getting used to the meta. Like you'll notice I'm rocking a tactical shotgun right now, and right now I wouldn't really recommend that. I think it's in your best interest to learn the pump shotgun, or I'm sorry, the charge shotgun. This guy was just playing super defensive and he never really took a shot back at me. So that, I mean, that was his mistake. As far as adapting to the shotguns and, you know, season 3, there's a bunch of map changes, new weapons, and obviously the biggest thing is the charge versus tac. And I mean, just like everyone else, like I hated the charge pump. I still do because I don't know how to use it like that. And my aim is terrible. So I'm still really getting used to it. The only charge pump that's really viable is the mythic one, because the normal one, it only has 3 bullets, and then the reload time is actually extremely slow on the normal ones as opposed to the mythic one. And also real quick, I just want to say, like, this is a lower point lobby, like clearly. So the people that I'm up against, like, you're not going to see me using my A1 top tier level gameplay, right? Because I'm not really expecting anybody to, you know, outsmart or get the jump on me or anything like that. So I mean, it's not the best mindset to have, but it's just something that I wanted to point out for you guys in case you notice any poor decision making, which I do plenty of, that, you know, I will happily point out. There's a few of them that I will point out later on. An example of, you know, map changes and something that I didn't even know about were, obviously I know now, but these like little whirlpools, right, that can like blast you up and you can glide and rotate. Clearly, I didn't know about that. Like, look at me, like I'm just rotating like a normal person. So yeah, it's good to know like what changes that they made and, you know, how they can benefit you, of course. Anyways, as far as adapting to the new weapons, I have to adapt to the charged shotgun. I might make a little video on it just to kind of show like my goals and progression, maybe. I noticed that guy has a window in my direction. Nope, block that off 100%. I know there's two people fighting here. Sneak a little rocket in. He didn't put a cone to cover his top, and I was able to punish him. So still two people fighting. The thing about the tac, like, yeah, you can box fight and pressure like much better with it, but I've always been like a high risk, high reward kind of player, which is why I always like the pumps, because having the ability to one-shot someone, nothing beats that, right? It's amazing. I watched *stars's video about the charge pump, and what kind of stuck with me from his video in particular out of everybody else's videos that I watched was his suggestion for double tapping. So I mean, I don't know, I'll let you guys know. And let me show you guys that real quick. I know this guy was weak, and I heard him coming back down into the builds down here, because I remember taking his wall earlier before he started ramping up. I remember I made the hole, right, that little edit, that triangle edit. So because I remember that, all it took was one well-placed rocket and he had no clue. He didn't cover himself, he didn't take the wall back, and you know, I used that to my advantage. And the thing is, I really had to get rid of that guy quick, because not only was the circle rotating, like it literally just started moving, but it's also going uphill. There is nothing more annoying than somebody shooting you in the back while you're rotating up a hill. You want to make that rotation as easy as possible for yourself without somebody else ruining it. So yeah, now I'm just rotating, and you're gonna notice I'm gonna come across some of those marauders right to my left, like right here. Look at them. These guys are terrifying. Another thing to adapt to, right? There's different ways to actually like use them to your advantage, which I kind of do here. Like, yeah, they shoot at me, but they also shoot at this guy, which I noticed like immediately, right? I didn't waste any time to look at him, and I'm kind of masking my presence with the marauders, right? So I'm just like shooting at this guy at the same time as the marauders. But unfortunately, like, I don't hit my shots, so it doesn't really pay off like that. I don't know, I just thought it was an interesting way that you could use them to your advantage, as opposed to running away and getting stink bombed and then headshot snipe from him. This guy didn't cover his top. You know what kind of sucks? So that shot was 67, and that was 56. I'm telling you, the changes of the tac, like this whole fight, I'm just literally just like whittling this guy down like 50, 40, 20, 30s, tiny trash shots. But if you just hit him once with the charge shotgun with, you know, a decent hit, you know, then you're at like, that's a 90 hit. Or if you charge it up a little bit, it could be 130, 120. And that was just a trade. If he had a charge pump, he probably could have ended me. Now I know there are two other people alive. I'm already on a mountain, so now I'm just, you know, climbing up, just trying to see, you know, where they at. Pull out the heartbeat sensor, whatever I gotta do. So I'm just looking around. I see one guy over there, and then I look over, look below me, there's another guy. So now I know where my last two people are, and now I just kind of like wait out the circle, because at this point, you know, I don't know who has a sniper. Hunting rifles are everywhere. Your movement is so important. There's so much. I might make a video on the meta as well, just because in terms of like the availability of the weapons that there are, like the snipers, there's spray weapons. There are pro players that like slow down or speed up their sensitivity based on the loot pool. It might be interesting to see, you know, what direction or what side, because you can play this meta in a spray meta with the rapid fire SMG, P90s, drum gun. You can play it in a spray meta and the tac. Like, you can play in that playstyle, but you can also play in a more accurate and rewarding slow-paced playstyle, which is your pump shotgun, your snipers, your hunting rifles, your bursts. I don't know if it might be a 50-50 split, if it's preference. Normally it's like one way or the other, so it's kind of interesting to kind of think about what direction that's going to go. So that guy, he rotates up there. There's this guy below me that I'm keeping in check, And because he has to go, if we look at the circle, he has to go towards my direction. And he doesn't have many options. Like, he's the lowest of low ground. Like I said, I'm not expecting people in this lobby to, you know, Mr. Savage me, right, with 200 IQ. You'll notice I'm just pre-aiming, just waiting for him to edit out the top. And he does. And I don't get to punish him that much, just one hit, but this guy launch pads. You'll notice that I'm not tunnel visioning on one guy. And, you know, I try to do my best to keep everyone in check in the lobby. It's only 2 people, so it's pretty easy to do so. I'm spraying this guy, but I leave my back completely exposed. I didn't cover my back at all, which is, you know, it could be a huge mistake, but again, like I said, I'm playing very disrespectfully, condescending. I'm not expecting much out of this lobby, alright? And it's not like, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but I'm also low on materials. So I have to think about, you know, is it in my best interest to protect my back? You know, of course it is. Of course it's in my best interest, but come on, come on. So yeah, I just laser him. He lags out, unfortunately, and dies. And then now it's just a 1v1. And he wants to build fight. And I'm like, alright, whatever. See if I can make it quick. I box up. Just sit below him. A little awkward right there. And then I was like, you know what? I don't have the mats for this. Not only do I not have the mats for this, but this guy wants to build fight while the zone is rotating down a mountain. And this is important, right? Whenever you're looking at moving zones, you have to know the terrain, right? Especially with the season 3 map changes, and you know, literally another thing to adapt to and understand are, you know, there's gonna be a lot of water zones, high elevation to low elevation switches, and at this point, you know, in this specific zone, the zone is going from the top of a mountain to down the mountain, and nobody wants to build fight somebody down a mountain, especially when I don't have mats like that. So, you know, I just go down, right? It's not worth it. He tries to follow suit and embarrasses himself. And I swear I'm not trying to be toxic. It was like a emote bug. I don't even know if it's an emote bug or a keybind bug, but it just went straight to that. But anyways, I hope you guys were able to learn something or at least get some perspective from this. Once again, you know, give me some feedback. Let me know what I did good, what I did bad. What do you want to see, you know, maybe from a future arena video? If you have questions, you know, feel free to drop them below. We also hit 1,200 subscribers, so I mean, that was crazy. So thank you guys so much for that. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.